Welcome back to the channel, everybody. As I promised when I released the video on Friday evening, this is actually going to be part 2. I'm going to show you my Derek Jeter gold card collection, starting with the 2001 Topps Gold all the way up until his last card in 2015. And I'm going to change the camera angle just for a minute so you can get a better angle and see the cards more close up. So I've done my homework. I've decided which ones I'm keeping, and then you're also going to see which ones are going to be up for sale, and I'll talk a little bit more about those in a moment. But first, let me adjust the camera and we'll get a chance to look at these wonderful cards more closely. I apologize for having to do the handheld, but it's just going to be a little bit easier to show the cards. So at first pictured here is the 2001 Topps Gold. This was actually the first year they did serial numbered gold cards within the base flagship set. It's the 50th anniversary set, a set I've reviewed a few times on the channel, one that features the Ichiro and Pujols rookie cards. So I submitted 2 cards and I already owned 1. So they all came back 8s. So I decided to keep this one after looking it over. I thought it had the best eye appeal. And none of them were completely centered, so that wasn't so much an issue. So I spent a lot of time looking at the corners of the cards and decided to keep this one that you see there. Here we have the 2002. Just a little chipping on the back deterred from that one. I decided to keep the SGC graded 9 for the 2003 set. Remember, this is a blue base for the base set. This is the first year they actually also introduced Topps Black, which I don't have any black cards of Derek Jeter. So the first 2 years, it was only a gold parallel, and this is they started adding more this year. We have 2004, which is one of my favorite images, more because of the card design than anything else. 2005 has probably one of my favorite images of him, jumping over Khalil Green. I decided to keep the SGC 9. We have the 2006 Derek Jeter. And then we have a couple from the Update series. We have him hitting 2 Grand Slams in a season. That was the highlight card there. Then we have the classic duos, a couple different ones. We have one with Robinson Cano. The other one featured him with Jose Reyes of the New York Mets. Moving on to row 2. So in 2007, they made a mistake by issuing a card that had Mickey Mantle and also George Bush in the background of the card, which is meant to be a joke. I talked about that when I acquired this card earlier in the year, but it also made it through a couple different runs of the card, not just his black one, but also the gold version. So all the gold cards will have that error on there. And this is a sequential numbered one, so it's a little more scarce than the black one. And it's great. I was happy to finally acquire it. It was the last base Derek Jeter I needed. Here we have the All-Star from the Update series that year. It has a black back and it chipped a little bit on the back. That's why it actually got graded a little lower. Here we have 2008. Decided to go with the SGC. Here we have the 2009. One of my favorite ones. He's jumping over. I think Michael Young in that one. We're the 2009 All-Star from the game at Busch Stadium. We're the 2010. Features him jumping over Shane Victorino in the World Series that year. Very cool. We have a couple more. Another one from 2010. This is from the Update series. Pictured with Elvis Andrus. And we're getting the 2011. This is actually from the Update series. We have the Cognac version of the card, celebrating its 3,000th hit. And I also got the gold one, which is one that came back in grading recently. At some point, I want to be able to get the Diamond Anniversary too. I thought to throw that one in there just to kind of add to the different versions of this card I own. Last row. Here we got that beautiful 10 that I got in the order of the Diamond Anniversary. We also have a 9 version of the Cognac, which is actually a little more rarer than the Diamond one, but not as in demand as the Diamond. Then we have the gold, also in a 9. Then we have 2012 in a 10. 2013 in a 9.5, that was part of my order. As well as the 9.5, then the 2014. We have his final card, card number 1 of the 2015 set. And then later on we have the checklist, which commemorating his sort of final walk around Yankee Stadium as a member of the New York Yankee in his final game, which came back a gem mint. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. So I actually have a stack of 10 cards I'm going to be selling. If you're interested in any of these cards, I was planning to post these on eBay, but feel free to reach out to me through the description in this video where you can find my email address if you are interested in potentially purchasing some of these cards. I don't have prices up for them yet. That was going to be a little bit more work that I was going to do before I post them to kind of get an idea of what I want to be able to get back on these cards. But I am definitely interested in potentially selling them to the community. But if I don't hear from anybody, they'll still go up on eBay. I'm going to try and get them up on eBay in the next few days. I can always take it down if somebody reaches out to me and it hasn't sold yet on eBay. All right, so let me show you the ones I have available. So I have 10 different cards, starting with the 2001, which is probably my favorite of the gold cards. There's an 8 here and another 8. None higher. There's no Derek Jeter graded higher in an SGC slab. You can find 9s in PSA, but they go for a lot of money. 8 is going to be a good value if you're trying to find this card in a decent grade. We got the 2003. It's in a PSA 9. Really cool image. Also for you Edgardo Alfonso fans, he's the one that's sliding into second base. Same card. We have an 8.5 in the SGC holder. 2005. We have the PSA 9. Has really good centering. This is the one I had the biggest difficulties being able to ascertain which one I wanted to retain, which one I was comfortable moving away. So you couldn't go wrong whether I sold the SGC 9 or the PSA 9. This one probably actually maybe has a little bit better centering, but I just think it kind of, I like the SGC holder with all the other earlier Derek Jeters I have. So that was the big reason I went with that one. Then we have the 2008 in a 7. Actually pretty good condition. There's just a bad corner on the back, which you can see with a loop, which is why it brought it down. Here's one I think is a great card to have in your collection. It's the 2011 Diamond Anniversary Derek Jeter. A really cool image of him jumping, leaving his feet to be able to make a throw from deep short. Last card of Series 1, I believe, in 330. We have the gold, which I think this is a great looking card, and it should be graded better than a 7, so this is going to be a really good deal, I think, for anybody that's going to be interested in obtaining this card. Just my personal opinion. Then we have a 9 for the 2012. And the final one for sale is going to be a 2013, which is funny, I just acquired this card and then I ended up getting one that was graded higher. That's how it goes sometimes. That'll be the final one for sale. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll be working on getting these posted over the course of the next few days, but you can feel free to reach out to me at my email address, which is in the description, if you're interested in potentially acquiring the ones that I showed for sale. If they weren't in that grouping, none of these other cards are for sale, just making it very clear. These are part of my personal collection. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.